Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats, kids, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Grozovoi, I absolutely dearly love this ship. It's the hybrid nature of it just really, really appeals to me because I like to change up. I like to have the ability to change up depending on the situation, and this is the situation. Now, with the current meta of an awful lot of sitting back, man, and an awful lot of BB sniping and stuff like that, cap rushing is pretty much a dead art up here, with the exception of this particular cap and a couple others like it that have the big mountain. Now, I don't want to take myself out of the battle. That's it. I don't want to sit there and hide behind the mountain and hope something happens. You have to kind of make something happen here. So that's exactly what I was doing with this one. I had a real good hunch that their DD was just going to stack up, sit behind the mountain, hope for the best, and again, wait for something to happen. Now, I didn't have radar threat because this is what we're facing out here. So I didn't have any of the radar threat, and I can gun pretty well with any of the other DDs that are out there. So I'm lining myself up here. This is my how-to, my 11 herbs and spices, not saying that they work, just saying that this is the way that sometimes you have to play. So I want to keep spotting. I want to make sure that I offer something into this battle. So even if I could just spot H, I, and J, which I can do anything closing in there, then I'm going to go ahead and do it. But I'm also going to take shots of opportunity. And I know the Vermont, I know he's got everything loaded up. He's ready to fire. But, you know, I can eat a round or something like that. And just so they know where I'm at. And I'm literally giving up my own position on this one because I'm trying to bait a little bit. I want somebody coming around that corner. I got the Yamato is sitting right there. Guns were tuned in my way, so that's it. I figured, sure, we'll drag him out. Worst case, I can smoke up. There's no hydro threat. There's no radar threat, so sure, I can smoke up. Now, the blind charge there by the Hindenburg, I wasn't planning on that one. That was new to me. I for the life of me couldn't understand why he would have done that, but I don't know. Maybe he just didn't like the map or something like that. So the most critical thing for this, in my opinion, is map awareness. That's just the game today for the poor DD players that are still left. That's just the nature of it. So I see the Napoli going around the mountain. I got great. That's one of my the biggest threat that I have out there is him. I see the Shimakaze. I got everything spotted up here. So I figure, all right, let's pop in the back and let me pop in the back here a little bit, and I can do some spotting from behind. Now, the Napoli finished that whole run. I didn't think he was going to do that. That one caught me a little bit by surprise. I didn't know he was going to go that far and push across. I don't know. Maybe he was inspired by the Hindenburg or something like that. So, you know, again, I'm going to take pot shots. I mean, I'm a hybrid. It's a hybrid ship. The guns are pretty good on this. I mean, you can do some damage. I wasn't going to make the Torp launch. It wasn't going to happen. I was going to catch that angle, but I want to chip at him and just to keep him moving, knowing that he's got to do something. But he's staring down a Yamato, and I know that the Napoli is a very tough ship. But come on, all right, let's not get nuts here. You're not gonna be doing that. So I have to address what I can. We're already down 2 cruisers. They immediately, again, suicided. I don't know what the hell he was thinking with that one. But, yeah, we already are down 2 cruisers. And if we get an opportunity to take one out, I'm going to take one out. I got the opportunity, fired, lucky shot, boom, there he goes. Yay for me, and a sound effect for the Napoli. Again,
how's your
sure
head?
What he was doing on that one.
I haven't had any complaints yet.
I got to get out of my smoke. Smoke is not for farming. In my opinion, smoke is for I made a mistake and I need to get the hell out of this position and reevaluate. That's the way that I use my smokes. I'll farm a little bit. I mean, come on, if you got a nice shot and again good map awareness and you know where everything is, or at least have a pretty good idea where everything is, then sure, smoke farm. Take advantage of what you can. So the Shima came back in, obviously. He was not paying attention to the map because if he he would have known I was here. I was spotted by the Napoli. I was spotted by virtually everything on that side, so he knew I was here. I see his torpedoes going out, and yeah, great. He knocked out a Yamato that was out of position. Uh, Again, this turns out to be a pretty critical error on our part, losing those 2 ships. So we still control the flank, believe it or not. I mean, we got it. He was backing up. He had to be somewhere in here. So I'm pinging him, but for some reason, as Russian torpedoes do, they managed to go around each and everything. So yeah, and there we go. So he finally left smoke. He's got nothing left. I chipped him down to dust, and we get a second kill. Yay for us.
Would you like something to
He
read?
really made a mistake.
Do you have
on that
anything
one, so
light?
you get the special sound effect. This is not
How
clever
about this
play on my
leaflet,
part
famous
by any
Jewish
means.
sports
This is not me
legend?
being, ooh, look at me. It's just playing the ship as a hybrid, keeping map awareness and knowing what's going on. So even though we're down 4 ships and they're only down 2, I was like, we can turn this. There you go. See, 4-3. This game happens quick. Now, I brick it here. Pretty. It could have been worse. It could have been much worse. And as soon as I get to it, I'll. Well, I mean, you're gonna see it. I ain't even have to point it out. But yeah, I kind of brick it, and I get a break by grounding because I screwed up. Again, my own map awareness. You see that DD that is creeping along right there? Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that. For some reason, I said, okay, let's just go ahead and ignore that. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, it turns out that it really does. So he's smoking up, and I'm like, okay, it's the gearing. That's it. I know it's the gearing. He had no launch angle on me right now, and again, I'm not one to really smoke farm. But I know he had to do something. He cannot spot me unless he comes right in. He's going to smoke fire. I do the same thing. I'm pretty sure I fire back. So he's smoke firing. I'm smoke firing. I'm the only thing left over here. There is absolutely nothing left. And I still felt like we could have, done something on this match. So he's out of his smoke. I said, okay, this is the fight I want. I'll take it. I could outgun a Gearing. I got no problem with that. I can heal. He cannot. So let's go ahead and have this fight. And this is where I brick it and get one hell of a nice break. I thought I'd spot him right there. And I didn't. So I went ahead and ripped it. I was going to come around and go and find him, but I blew it right there and I ground it. So I was like, okay, well, this is not good. But I got IDF. I still see him right there. I know which direction he's coming from, but I didn't know how hard he was going to be coming. So you're going to see it here in a second. I won't comment. You can just watch it. You can kind of see how this ends up. So, yeah, like I said, I can outgun him, and I can heal damage. He cannot heal damage. But had I cleared that island, I would have sailed into his torpedoes. But I didn't clear that island, and we scraped the paint off that torpedo as it's coming by, and that's just funny. So, even when you blow it, sometimes it works out. So that was one of those things. So now we've killed 4 ships. 3 of them were mine, and they killed 6. So we still kind of have a problem here. All right, this is not by any means a locked up thing, and it can, but it's not for them either. So anything can happen. So I hold this position because I want the cap, but I also want to keep the Vermont spotted. I can see where my guys are. You guys play the game. You know what's going on here. They're bundling up behind, way back, just staying away from the caps. Hey, everybody's assumed, looking at the score, that the game is 100% over. And, yeah, so I haven't given up yet, though, because this game is a funny game and a lot of things can happen. There are no destroyers left. So it's like, a lot of stuff can happen. So clearly I'm buying, and this is where you can fast forward till I get over here to, till we get over here to B. So I figure that everything on our team is just going to keep drifting back, but they're going to chase them the whole way. So if they're chasing them the whole way, it's going to leave all 3 caps open. Is that going to be enough to turn this? Probably not. But I'm not going to lay down and just, just accept the loss. I'm not going to do that either. So I stick to trying to do what I can do. So I'm creeping up. I'm going to start spotting now. Again, it's a hybrid ship. So I want to start spotting, light them up. Maybe some of my team is sharper than it's looked like so far in this game, but maybe. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and keep them spotted. I'm going to start torping any kind of choke point. That's kind of a choke point there. Not really, but kind of. And the Torps on the Grozovoi, they're not bad. They're slow, but they hit hard. They are still good Russian Torps. And with the build I have, I'm recharging like every little over 90, like 94 seconds. So I can keep him swimming, and that's great. Now, I'm staying this close. I know he's got a radar. I don't know when that radar is going to be up. I'm not wasting the smoke. I'm just going to stay here at the range that I'm at. And as soon as I smoke, he radars. But I wanted to get his attention because I wanted to see if he could turn into the Torps. That's really all it was. I wanted to see if he would turn into the Torps, because what do? When Torps come your way, you go ahead and turn into them. So, unfortunately, I think that's the last kill in this game. But again, I'm not going to go out like that. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not just going to kind of hope it works out. So, we got another cruiser right there coming across with us. Oh, wrong button. I got a Zao. I was like, I feel confident with that. I like the Zao. That's a pretty good thing. So, I get the spot on the Hindenburg. These things, you can see them from space. But unfortunately, the Zao got zipped. So whoever was spotting for them spotted him pretty easily. But again, I'm not going to lay down on it. You know what? Let's fight. Let's see what happens here. So the Hindenburg doesn't know where I am. Nobody else knows where I am. Everybody's focused on that very last Columbo there that just got killed. But when you get to that point in the game, you get real lazy. You just stop caring. You're just like, oh, we got it. I don't even have to play. So I was just tossing him because I know he's going to come around that island. And, you know, miracle hit. Things happen. I would love a Kraken. I haven't gotten a Kraken in this ship in like forever. But this is where we left off. Now, I'd love to have gotten a shot on that Republic, but that didn't happen. So no reason for me to fire here. There was absolutely no reason for me to shoot, for me to do any of this stuff, except the game's over. I don't want to drag it out. But I wanted to try to encourage that Hindenburg to hurry and get around that island real quick, because I know I dropped the Torps. So we landed 3 of them. Unfortunately, wasn't enough. I don't know what his end health was either. Well, I could see it over there, but he was hurting, but it wasn't enough to put him down. So then the new plague to world warships, that's my opinion on that ship right there, the Utrecht. Those things are just a plague, man. I don't care for them. I've played them. I don't think they bring any real major value to it. And I was just trying to hop around here to see what was left of that Hindenburg and see if I could gun him down, because that would have been funny. Didn't work out. But it's very, very delicate playing even a hybrid destroyer up here with today's meta. For some reason, as soon as people lose a cap or lose a couple ships, they just head to the back of the map and more or less give up. And I don't have that luxury. So that was the end of the match. There was the final score of the match. And there you go. So hope you enjoyed it. Not really saying it's a powerhouse, and the Grozovoi is definitely a little bit more outdated, but it's still a good, solid, fun ship. A lot of tools, and it can fill a lot of roles. So that's it. Until next time, please stay safe. Please be smart with your warships, guys. Cheers.